Hey, what's up, guys? It's your boy Starlight Williamagician here with Q&A number 2. There isn't that many questions in this Q&A, but that's absolutely fine. So let's get into the questions. Also, before we start, if I do look down quite a bit, it's because I have my questions right in front of me. So let's get into the questions. So, we have gotten questions today from my good friend Darkmagician84. He also said number 97 is Draglubion and number 100 is Numeron Dragon. Thank you for that, Richie. I couldn't believe I couldn't remember what the actual cards were called in the last video, considering they are really good cards to play in Blue Eyes, and my bad. Right, well, question number 1 from my good friend Darkmagician84. Thoughts on Mirror Force? Fantastic card. Not only was it great back in old Yu-Gi-Oh, it still is great in nowadays Yu-Gi-Oh. You can throw it into a deck, and a lot of the time it's unexpected from your opponent to think that you're actually playing Mirror Force, because with New Day Trap, Imperm, and Ice Dragon Prison, or any negate traps they would expect you to play, but they wouldn't expect you to play Mirror Force. I once got away with playing a Mirror Force in a casuals tournament at my locals, and I ain't gonna lie, that was jokes. But yeah, that's my opinion. That's my opinion on Mirror Force. Not only that, is a great card to just clear your opponent's monsters. Question number 2. Thoughts on Elemental Hero Stratos? Stratos is a great card for heroes. Not only has it got an amazing card, not only has it got a great effect to add any hero card from your deck to your hand, it also has the effect where you can pop a spell and trap, I believe. Yeah, where you pop a spell and trap. Not only that, I think, and I can't remember exactly what year, so do correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, but I believe you could play it also in old format Yu-Gi-Oh, which just makes older hero decks really great as well, just because then you still got that search power as well. And the art style of it as well, it's just a really nice looking card, to be fair. Highly would recommend it if anyone isn't playing it in a hero deck, but I don't know why you wouldn't be. Question 3. Thoughts on Eternal Cell? Brilliant card in Dark Magician. Just the effect of Dark Magicians being unaffected by card effects, and then you can special summon Dark Magician is great. But it also has that downside where if it leaves the field, all your monsters go, which is quite a hefty cost, but a lot of the time in Dark Magician you can bring it back, you can bring the game back, so it's not really too much of an issue, but then sometimes it can be quite an issue. Question number 4. Thoughts on Miracle Fusion? So I don't use Miracle Fusion often, but it's a decent card. Having the effect you can banish material from your graveyards to fusion summon into a hero monster is a good effect. But then you're also banishing your hero monsters from your graveyard, which some hero cards can benefit of. They can benefit off by gaining attack for each hero in the graveyard, which I don't know too much about heroes, so someone's probably going to say, oh, but doing this you can extend your plays, which I do know, but I don't see a point of playing it. Question 5. Thoughts on an elemental hero, Flame Wingman? Okay, so Flame Wingman I've actually only seen in the anime. I've never actually owned or seen anyone play the card. But I believe Flame Wingman has the effect where if it destroys a monster, your opponent takes damage equal to the attack points of the monster. which is a decent effect. Especially like I said, like back in old Yu-Gi-Oh, which normally older hero cards, hero decks would play it. You can swing over with what 2100 attack, I think Flame Wingman is. Swing over whatever monster, and then you can do that extra bit of damage, which always matters in old Yu-Gi-Oh. And then not only that, it's just a great classic card in general for heroes. Question 6. Can't count. Question 6. Thoughts on Dark Paladin? Great card. Like, I know I'm saying great card a lot, but it's a good card. Like, not only is it a spell negate, it's a brilliant card to play against like dragon type of decks. Considering it gains 500 attack for each dragon in the grave, I believe. I used to run it in my Dark Magician deck, but I've kind of taken it out because, you know, ever since years ago we've got like newer support, so it's a card I used to love playing and I would play again, but yeah, no, it's just a fun deck. It's just a fun card in general. Only bad side is it has 2900 attack, which is fucking amazing. But if you're not playing a dragon deck, it's only really useful for its spell negate, not its power up. So, but yeah. Question 7. Thoughts on a Rainbow Neos? Rainbow Neos, Rainbow Neos. It's a great. This is actually a hard one. Rainbow Neos, like. It's a great shuffler for a starter. So I believe if you discard a monster, you can shuffle your opponent's field. Give me a sec. I've actually got it up here because I do want to give like a first opinion on it. So it is in fact a shuffler. Yeah, you can send one monster you control to the graveyard, shuffle all monsters your opponent controls into the deck. Yeah, so just looking at these effects as well, and then you can send one spell trap card you control, shuffle all spell traps your opponent controls to the deck. Which those two are great effects, but then the third effect is you can send one card from the top of your deck to the graveyard, shuffle all cards from your opponent's graveyard into the deck. I don't see a point of using that third effect. Like I said, I don't know too much about hero decks, so I'm pretty sure there's like a reason you do that for that, but I don't see a reason. But the first two effects on sending one monster you control to the graveyard or a spell card to the graveyard to clear your opponent's field, just a great effect in general. Then, you know, you can send it to the graveyard, clear the field, going straight for an attack. And then it's a once per turn you can activate one of these effects. So even one of those effects per turn is just decent. Like either clear monsters or clear spells and traps if they don't cause any issues, and then you can go for a swing. Alright, question 8. Thoughts on Shining Flare Wingman? I believe Shining Flare Wingman also shares the same effect as Flame Wingman? So it has the effect of if it destroys a monster by battle, your opponent takes damage to the card. It takes damage to the attack of the destroyed monster. But I think it has another effect, which, looking at my little Google search, it does. Gains 300 attack for each hero monster in the grave. So going back to what I said before, like it's about Miracle Fusion. Like having this card on the field as well. Like, would it really be worth losing a couple like 600 attack just to get out a future monster on the field, or would it worth leaving that play and then keeping the Flare Wingman with that extra 600 attack? And then I think a lot of I don't know, I mean, I think all hero decks play like old or new, but I'm not too sure. But My opinion on the card, it's a great card. Like, having the effect of dealing damage if you destroy a monster and you get a power up, this card can hit hard, looking at it. And for question 9, with Dark Magician Girl being your favourite deck, what's your second favourite? This is a tough question because I love all my decks. Like, I love playing them. But if I had to pick my second favourite, I would have to say probably, I'd say Red Dragon Archfiend, because Red Dragon Archfiend is just a fun deck to play in general, and we've just got new support for it, which makes the deck even better. And there's also quite a few plays you can go into with Red Dragon Archfiend, which is why I love playing the deck in general. But also, if I had to choose number 2, it would probably be, like, I just don't know, like, it's not a solid answer, so I do apologise, but I would have to say it would either be Red Dragon Archfiend or it would be the Junk deck. Because the Junk deck just has a place in my heart, considering, like, it's just a fun deck. Like, the Synchro Climbing, you know, the fact you can just get into Starlight Dragon in mere few turns, or the fact that the deck has, like, so many decent negates into it, like, just, it is a decent deck. But those are my 2 answers. And in question 10, what is your third favourite deck? This one I can say for sure, and that's Exodia. Like, Exodia, like, I used to run it as a competitive deck back when Mystic Mine was unbanned, and I had so much fun with it, so that belongs in the top 3 decks. Like, just sitting behind Mystic Mine does seem annoying, and I know a lot of Yu-Gi-Oh players hate it, but just putting Exodia, you know, in a casual game or in a tournament, it just feels great, it does, and that's why Exodia is on number 3. But that is all the questions we have today, guys. Thank you all for watching. Make sure to leave your questions down below. Next Q&A will be up Saturday. Thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time.